take a look here at our short-term view for the coming week. And what you can see right in here is that we had anticipated that the market would pull back into the late part of this week, and we thought that this pattern in here would get you down like this, and we thought we'd get down to about 24.42 to 45 and then have a rally again. But it continued up in here and then started to pull back. So you could see that pattern right in here. What that says to us is that we're likely to, in the early part of the week, have a little bit more downside correction right in here, potentially stopping at the 23%, but maybe getting down to the 38%. That's the top of that rising support zone. So supports come in at around 24.62 down to about 24.52, right in that zone, and then we think it bounces again. The pattern we're looking at is right in here, and then towards the end of the middle to the end of next week, right in there, and the following week, we get into another one of these periods of extreme risk. So we're looking for some choppy action coming up here in the next week, and then not making any real upside ground at all, with the potentials of the market hitting into a period of air pockets on the downside based on this cycle analysis in coming weeks after that. So that's a look at the S&P 500 and our short-term view for the coming week. Let's just take a look at what we do here on our 2-year anniversary at askSlim. All right, before I get into the short-term view for the coming week, I want to tell you that, because this is our anniversary and I feel like it's a celebratory day, I'm going to make, for the next week, all of our specials available to you. If you want to see all of our 9 categories of videos, more than 250 videos, you will be able to see that for a half price for 1 month. Watch all of them for $16.50. How's that? And if you want to get our level 2 membership, a level 3 membership, which is our rankings and trade setups, amazing table with all of the analysis on 80 of the best traded symbols, plus all of our 9 categories of videos. Half price special for 1 month. You can watch it all for only $43. And if you love our charts and you're a TOS user, Thinkorswim, and you want to have the 80 best traded charts with all of our cycle analysis right on your platform, that's new. We're gonna have a link available in the next week for that. So I can give you all of those, have all of our charts, plus rankings and setups, and all of our videos, all of that for a special half price of only $64.50. So just an amazing, huge amount of analysis, an unbelievable amount of learning. Write me at slim@askSlim.com. Tell me specifically whether you want level 2, the videos, level 3, all of our rankings and setups, or you want to have our charts and everything. Let me know in that email, slim@askSlim.com, and I will send you a special link for those, and you'll be able to have a whole month of amazing amount of marathon viewing. let's take a look at what happened in the stock market in this week as we look at the 60-minute chart of the S&P 500. We do this every week where we look at what was driving the markets during the week. And here is that 60-minute chart right there. And you can see in here as we look at the movements during the gray area, well, nothing happened Monday. Nothing happened Monday during the day. And the news was China GDP beat. They got a little bit of a rally going on that. But their exports, they said up 3.9%, and that's versus 10% a year ago. I think they're liars. What do you think about that? And China, because of those good numbers, the stock went down because of fears of more tightening. UBS came out and said that Amazon will be 1,600 in the next 12 months. Well, who could argue, right? And Bitcoin fell to 1,800 and then popped. And would you believe it went from 1,800 up to over 2,700 this week? Talk about a range. Talk about craziness. Well, wow. Tuesday came, and well, Tuesday, Friday, it was really Monday night that the news came out that the healthcare plan was dead, or I said basically lost in space. And so the markets were, basically weak on that. They opened lower, but then there was a huge uptick as Netflix was driving the NASDAQ on the upside as they had reported earnings. Their international subgrowth was monstrous. And their PE now well over 200, so talk about monstrous. They have an $80 billion market cap, and they missed and earned 15 cents last quarter. I'll take a look and show you that chart later on, as the stock exploded on 15-cent earnings based on, well, growing strongly in the international market. The Friday came and world markets, they were on the rise again. In fact, overall, the run that we've had in the world markets is the best in over 2 years. IBM was down and hurt the Dow as they continue to struggle, but you can see a big upside move in there, pretty strong. Friday was the ECB news right over here. You could see there was a little volatility, and then the markets broke early, but buyers keep coming back. You can see that ECB policy unchanged. Their whole commentary on inflation and buying the bond market was confusing, and the bond markets had some pretty big swings, but were strong overall during the week. As they said, they're ready to buy more bonds if things get worse. Well, talk about mixed messages. Holy cow. And the U.S. stock market basically ended narrowly mixed with a lot of chop going on. Now, overnight, we got some selling going in here. The DAX got sold pretty hard, almost 1%. And oil turned weaker on that report on OPEC supplies. But the stock market, which sold off early, we had the NASDAQ down over 20 and S&P's down about 9. They have rebounded as usual to just some pretty small declines in here as we get towards the last hour of the day, and the market basically just modestly lower after what has been another one of these weeks where the market has had an upward bias, though the upward bias has been somewhat muted. We had talked about the S&P 500 stalling up at around 2470. It actually got through there by about 5 or 6 points. And now is just modestly lower today. Not a lot going on. Here is our calendar for the coming week. A lot of earnings coming out. I'm not going to read them all to you, but if you take a picture of this, this is all of the major stocks widely held and the things that we follow in here. So there's just so much coming out in here, and people are going to be watching pretty closely. Google after the close on Monday is a big one. We have Amazon coming out after the close on Thursday, so that's another of the really big ones. Those are probably the two biggest ones that people will be watching because, well, that's FANG stocks, and everybody watches them really closely. So those are the big ones. I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also go to askSlim.com and become a Level 1 member. No cost to you, and we have some special videos for you to see. I know you'll enjoy it.